Fair use, fair use. Fair use, fair use.
He were broke, I wouldn't choose him. And not because I'm shallow, but because it's my standard. Let's be honest, if I didn't match his taste, his lifestyle, I wouldn't even be considered. So why should I ignore what matters to me? I've built a beautiful life. I've created financial abundance on my own. So yes, a man's financial stability matters to me, not because I need his money, but because I need his mindset, I need his drive, his ability to build, lead, and match what I've created for myself. And yes, I believe in love, but I also believe in alignment, and choosing wisely is part of loving wisely.
Said if you are broke and I choose to deal with you, I will belittle you. It is what it is.
If a man came along, let's say y'all both make $500K a year. He's making $70K. He got a business plan. He got a vision. He's working towards that day in and day out. And you would have to look up at him on all the intangible. Does he get a chance?
No. I would rather be single. This is the thing.
Wow.
Let me tell you why. I have gotten to a certain point because I've built to a certain point. I am disciplined in everything. I'm disciplined in relationship with God, in my emotions, in my mentality, in my energy, in my body, and how I eat. I am very disciplined. And so I would expect that a man is the same thing. Because when you're disciplined, whatever you do the most is what compounds in your life. Why would I not give a shot to a person that makes $70,000 a year? I could put you on. Hell, I could even hire you. Come on, let's work together. We could do all of that. But as far as my man, because this is the thing, I refuse to give into a life where I start to feel like I can't have it all.
That's where the insatiableness and the gluttony, because if you already have it all, why do you need a man to give you more? Like, that's the part of the conversation that I just cannot fully understand.
And maybe
it's not love that they want.
Maybe
it's not.
Let me finish.
Why does money have to be null and void of love?
I think it's because y'all keep going to money. Like, y'all don't really chime on like the other intangibles as much. It's mostly about the money.
Because for me, but that's other tangibles. It's whole. It's all of it. If you're missing one, you can't rank one out on the scale of 1 to 10. In my lifestyle, in people that I know, I don't really know any people that make $70,000
well, I know.
a year.
Like, what about a high school teacher who loves the kids in his community, who's not on that money shit? He wants to serve.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people that I am around on a daily basis, the people that I call on my phone. It's different. So I will say my vantage point for what success looks like monetarily speaking is exponentially different than most people. I understand that. And I'm not here to wrong or shame the person that makes $70,000, because the truth is every single person deserves love. But like Tasia said, that's not going to happen with me, because I live in a space where I want to follow the leadership of my man. I want my man to make the decisions inside of my household. It's not about a dollar amount. It's not, okay, no,
because he can lead in other ways.
No,
and with finances,
you've got to lead the household. You can, look, money doesn't buy you happiness, but it buys you options.
Exactly. This is the question. The question I want to ask in fairness.
These people just got money. They don't even, the people who think they got money don't even have no bread.
Let me ask you the question.
I disagree with you because I know the people.
Said if you are broke and I choose to deal with you, I will belittle you. It is what it is.
The conversations that we have, and women are literally saying, I make $300,000 a year. If he makes $100K, he's not viable.
But wait, Doc, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying the leadership. It's about leadership. So for me,
but money doesn't equate to leadership at all.
This is what I'm saying. I'm saying if you are going to lead me in the ways, that means you need to have the mindset. That means you need to have the mentality, the emotions, the spirit, the energy. If you're going to lead this household, I don't want to have to slow down to let you pass me up.
The average woman doesn't make that much money.
That's true.
Right? The actual listener is making 50, 70, maybe 80. Right. So what happens to the man that only makes 50, 70, 80? Is he now completely disqualified? Because we completely changed the conversation. We said average. Now we're talking about men that make $300,000 a year. We can't even keep the conversation to the same topic of the average man. He's still being bypassed in the conversation. So if he's being bypassed in the conversation, well, we can't even stay on topic and talk about the man. Imagine the women that's listening to the conversation, their mind is still going to the $300,000 man.
Can I just say one more thing? Even if you are that 50, 60, 70,000 earning man, there is still a desire for you at some point to make enough to where your wife doesn't have to work.
Yes.
Are people not able to make a living and provide a beautiful life with $50,000? That's crazy. That is exactly what he said. That's what he said. That's exactly what he said. And to allude to a person, if a person makes under a certain amount of money, to say that they don't have the ability to lead, provide, and have all of these things. That's exactly what y'all are saying. Y'all are going around about a way to say it, but that's how people are perceiving the things that y'all say.
There's a component of this that we are missing, and that is that men that are not happy with where they are financially are mean. They treat you terribly, okay? If you meet somebody and they're a 300K woman, that may not be quite the lane for you. It doesn't mean that I value you less. It doesn't mean, but you're going to perform better. You're going to be a better person. You're going to have a better mindset. You're going to be in a clearer space when you feel valued, safe, at peace with where you are. And it's no harm, no foul in that. Stay there in that lane with the women that are in alignment with you, and don't be mad at us calling us broke, gold diggers, dirty bald head scallywags on the internet because we are in this lane. It would be wonderful to meet a man and he's like, babe, let's do this together. Let's build. I got this, you got that. You got my back, I got your back. But the reality of it is because I went to school, I was valedictorian, I graduated, I got a master's degree, I did all this. Now you mad at me because you're not in my lane. Get in your lane, make some more money, and then come over here. Now we all good. It's simple.
Said if you are broke and I choose to deal with you, I will belittle you. It is what it is.
He's a 10, but he doesn't earn more than you. What's his new rating?
A 1.
A 1. Why?
Because somebody's got to be a high achiever, aren't they?
So you would get.
You in the life.
So would you get less attracted to a man if he made less than you?
Not necessarily, but he'd have to aim to earn more than me.
So how much is a lot of money for a man?
Over 100K.
Oh, do you earn over 100K?
Not saying.
Said if you are broke and I choose to deal with you, I will belittle you. It is what it is.
Men and masculinity.
Yeah.
So
this is a new book, right?
This is what I'm writing about in my book. And as the sister of 2 brothers and the mother of 2 sons, particularly as the mother of 2 sons, I think about this a lot. And this goes exactly to truth and lies, because as feminist women, we want to be equal. But if you say to us, yeah, but you know what, male CEOs have full-time caregivers at home. Find me a male CEO who has a family, who has a wife or a partner, who is not the lead caregiver. I defy you to find me that person. So then you say to the same women, so if we want to be CEOs, yes, we're superhuman and all that stuff, but you know what? Actually, you can't really expect us to do 24/7 jobs any differently than the guys do. So if we're going to be there and we're going to be in those top positions, we need a lead caregiver at home, as I have. My husband obviously has a full-time job, that's great, but he's the lead parent, because I could not be the lead breadwinner if he were not the lead parent. I simply couldn't. Somebody's got to be home. I mean, even at 15 and 7, actually, particularly at 15 and 17, somebody has to be home.
Yeah, right.
As we discovered, we saw the doll's house last night, we came home, our 15-year-olds had been home alone, somebody ought to be home. So,
the place was trash.
A bit. Pizza boxes, we won't go there. So then you say, okay, so you want to be the CEO or the president of the university or the surgeon or the scientist, whatever. You've got to marry somebody who is willing to support you in the homework, the family work, in the way he's going to support you. Believe me, you're not going to be able to do what you want to do without him, but that's probably what you're going to have to do. And maybe you'll trade off, but he's going to have to do that part of the time. And at that point, many women get off the bus. They don't want to marry a guy like that. They don't think a guy like that is masculine. Indeed, the guys who do that, I know I'm in Brooklyn, and Brooklyn is the home of, Brooklyn gives the lie to all this. There are more stay-at-home dads here than probably anywhere else in the U.S., or work-from-home dads, or lead caregiver dads, or however you want to put it. But in most places in the U.S., those dads report that the women they engage with on the on the playground think they're a little odd. Do not think of them as a model of masculinity. We can't have it both ways, right? Just as I was told growing up, don't be too smart. You don't be too smart around a guy. He won't want you. Well, right, that vision of femininity had to change. It had to change. Guys had to think that women who are powerful and smart and competitive were attractive, because otherwise we couldn't do it. Well, you know what? We have to think that a guy who puts his family first, that a guy who says, no, I want to be the lead parent, You know, I'm going to defer a promotion. I'm not going to be the most powerful guy out there. We have to say, you are a masculine, valued, wonderful man. And if we can't get there, we are not going to make this kind of change. Because we've gotten as far as we can get without doing that. We've got 15% of unbelievable super women who get really lucky, right? Or who have a lot of money, or who are just really superhuman, who manage to make it work. But we're not going to get further than that. So it's really about changing the way we think about it. It's not only, but a lot of it is about changing how we think about men and what we think a masculine, attractive guy is.
That's the question for the coming generation, as it were.
Yep.
That's going to, okay.
Said if you are broke and I choose to deal with you, I will belittle you. It is what it is.
Fair use, fair use. Fair use, fair use. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? My apologies for the lateness. My apologies for it's not even tardy. It's late. It was straight up late. My apologies. Oh boy. All right. Y'all saw what y'all saw. You know, the tonight's conversations piece is making its rounds. FYI, if anybody can find the clip from, I want to say last year, maybe the year before, where Keto Rose said something like, so that means the men are the yitch in the relationship, or the men are the yitch in the situation, something like that, when they were speaking pretty much like about this type of dynamic, right? So yeah. So this is another one of those Ebony K. Williams, would you date the bus driver conversations. Does it ever get old? Yes. Does it ever get tired? No. Yeah, it gets old. It's been old. Women want equality, but not really. Huh? Women want equality, but not really. Right? Hypergamy goes undefeated yet again. Huh? So, let's put out this disclaimer. Stop badgering these women after they say no. Stop badgering these women after they say no. Just leave them out there to be Claudia Jordan in the future, or Lisa Ray, or Tracy Ellis Ross, or name them, Vivica A. Fox, or, right? Leave them, right? Sanaya Lathan, right? Just leave them out there. The women are telling you they would rather be single. The lady said she would rather be single. And she has her own channel. And let me address some of the comments. Actually, let's address some of these comments, because there was a couple of things I actually wanted to say. Yeah, give Z a second. Where is that comment? Okay, I can't find it right now. Of course I can. Yeah, so the reason why I picked these particular clips is the Man on the Street interview in the UK with the white woman. He said he's a 10, but he doesn't earn as much as you. She said he's a 1. Y'all see what Z is saying here? They control for all of the things that women tend to do when we have these conversations, which is well, I don't want him to be jealous of me, and I don't want somebody that's going to be insecure, and I don't want, I'm going to have to be the one to clean up in the house, and I'm going to be the one who raises the children. I'm going to be we control for that. Mr. Z chose these clips intentionally. What you're finding is these Men on the Street interviewers, and when we have these conversations, the men are starting to control for all the man character flaw and the quote unquote man math stuff, right? The weaponized incompetence. You're seeing the men control for that, and the women are still saying, yeah, no, I can't do it. Where you at, technocrats? All you Western technocrats, all you social designers, where you at? The women said, yeah, no. Huh? Your little spoiled brat daughters, materialistic consumerist daughters, Disney princess daughters. Huh? Oh yeah, we are going to kill the idea of the men are insecure and they're intimidated and I don't want to be with a man who's insecure, and that's why I couldn't do it. It's because I'm going to be the one who puts in the labor and emotional intelligence, and If you notice, the man on the street interviewer, he controlled for, he might be unattractive or he said he's a 10. Huh? What was the point of equality and pushing for this and second wave plus feminism if the women said, yeah, I don't want to have your kids, Western world. I don't want to have your kids, men. Huh? Because I can't be with the man that earns more than me. Uh-oh. What was the point then? To all you technocrats, what was the point then? Your birth rate is going to the crapper. Huh? BGS says it's the same in China, and that happened over the span of a few decades. The women said, see, the way my professional degree works and the way, now that I'm working in the cubicle and now that I'm making a couple of dollars and now that I could drive my little luxury car, or maybe I can drive my little baby Benz in my luxury car, but I aspire to have that. See, there's about that equality thing. You remember how we said that we wanted an egalitarian society? See, what we meant is like in theory, not for me and my individual relationship and marriage. Like, I think everyone's deserving of love. It's just that me and my girlfriends can't love, you $70,000. And by the way, $70,000 is still more than like damn near 2/3 of men in America. That's like nearly more than what 2/3 of men earn. Just a few years ago, 2/3 of men didn't earn more than $65,000 a year in their lifetime. In their lifetime in America. We're not even talking about outside of America. Right? Why Mr. Z played the second clip from tonight's conversations. When the brother was saying, yeah, but the everyday woman is still aspiring for the $300,000 man. He's saying something to the ladies there. Y'all are all fighting for the $300,000+ man. And he's not always going to pick the women that are on his same economic level. So what are you ladies supposed to do? And those women said, yeah, I'll stay single. I'm good. America, all your nuclear families and your Judeo-Christian values and huh? What happened? Y'all told her, hey, Mr. Z's a millennial. We were raised greed is good. Oops. We were raised under the umbrella of Gordon Gekko. Yikes. These are your daughters, all the ones that were born in the 80s and the early 90s and whatnot. Yeah, this is them now. You know, the ones that's like in their late 30s, their mid 30s, their early 40s, no kids, no man. They might, if you're lucky, they might actually be contributing financially to the US economy. Z, I know. Yeah, this is them now. You see, yeah, these are your daughters now. What happened, America? What happened? Yeah, it sounded nice like 40+ years ago. What happened? These are your daughters. Huh? Because a man that earns $300,000 a year will marry whatever woman he wants, and then he'll have like 2-3 side women. And he'll probably be piping his secretary. Huh? And the maid. Shout out to Arnold Schwarzenegger. Ooh, goddamn, Z, stop it. And if he's really a dirty dog, he'll be piping one of his homeboys' wives too. Ain't that right, Mayweather? Ooh, goddamn, stop, Z, stop. Hmm? Yikes. But the ladies that's earning 300+, 250+, Z, you don't even gotta go that high. The women that are earning 70 said, I can't deal with nobody that's not earning as much as me or more. Yikes. This is not just about XXX fun. This is about children. This is about families. This is about setting a precedent. Y'all heard what the brother said. The women that are not even in this tax bracket still have this worldview. Well, what happens when you scale that? You know, kind of like what we have in America now. You notice, once again, the men are controlling for all the things the women go to when these conversations arise. The brother said he's great at everything. He's the best at everything. He's a 10 out of 10 on all the intangibles. The only pushback Z really has in this conversation is stop badgering these Ebony K ass William women. These Ebony K style women, leave them. Once she tell you she's not interested, that shaming tactic stuff, now leave them. We already know what it's gonna be. We've seen this already. We've seen this with the black female actors, that silent generation, right? We've seen it with the boomers. You're witnessing the extra women go through it now, and some of the oldest of millennial celebrity black women and quote unquote influencers go through it now. Leave those women out there. Leave them. We already know the wealthy dudes, the entertainers, they pipe in and toss. And then those women just out here. When they age out the game, they're just out here. Leave them. Huh? It's great that these brothers and these men around the planet are not allowing for the women to hide behind. Oh, I don't want somebody that's insecure. And you even saw with the shorter hair sister on tonight's conversations. We still went up to $300,000 a year. We're talking about average. How do we end up here? What they're saying is the men are invisible under a certain income bracket. Under a certain tax bracket, the men are invisible. Even for the women in the income bracket. Ooh, goddamn. Even if for the women in the same income bracket as him. Unless, of course, he's a quote-unquote specimen, right? The over 6'2" guys. Then you might be able to provide some genetic material. Or at least some bedroom fun. Huh? It wouldn't be the end of the world if you didn't see this at scale around the West. Definitely in America. It wouldn't be the end of the world if 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5% of your women thought like this. What happens when you scale this? Huh? What happens when you scale this? And Sahel says, Z, problem with some men think that no is a challenge. Men should learn to walk away. Yeah, that it comes off very desperate. Oh, she only saying that, but she ain't me. You know, shout out to Sergeant Lee P. My intrinsic value will show. Okay, yeah, that's it, bro. Huh? Loser talk. Huh? I'm glad tonight's conversation. I'm gonna try to find the whole thing of this whole episode or show, but I appreciate the people that were pushing back and how they framed it, because now we're taking off the easily accessible excuses, all those BS excuses, and we're starting to say to these people what their worldview is doing to society at scale. When you're walking around the world throwing a temper tantrum because the elite dude said, yeah, not you, I would rather date or marry the girl I met from McDonald's. And so those women then come back out here in front of all of us and throw a goddamn temper tantrum. And if I'm gonna play the 2 clips again. Look at the women's faces. They are incensed that they were even asked the Ebony K. Williams question. Look at their faces. Listen to the tone in their voice. Huh? And now y'all understand Mr. Z's title, Switching Lanes. What did the sister say? She said, stay in your lane. Essentially, build yourself and then come over in this lane. Actually, no. That's what ma'am, that's what the rich guys are showing you. Particularly the rich black men. We're not even going to talk about the rich white men. You're invisible to them. We're not even going to talk about them. Unless they try to come up off of you financially. We ain't even going to talk about the white dudes and the Latinos. But the brothers that come up on money, that's why you sound the way you do now, because you don't have one. Those brothers said, yeah, about that. I'm going to stay in this lane earning money. I'm not going to switch over to your lane when I get money, because I already know. You would think the gender that speaks about how dehumanizing it is to be quote unquote objectified for your body and for your looks, you would think that gender appreciates what it means to be objectified, as if you're a walking ATM machine, and if you don't have some opulent levels of money, not even that you're stable, not even that you're good. And like the other brother was saying, you have a passion, you're a teacher or whatnot. The women said, yeah, about that. Nah. You would think the gender that attempts to shame men for objectifying them for their looks, you would think that gender would try to refrain from saying men are pretty much nothing but walking ATM machines. But alas, Shane Sears says no mention of the Asians. The Asian, bruh. The slimmer, lighter skinned sister, yeah, maybe one or two white dudes ago, a Latino here or there because she looked like she could be Latina. I've checked out her channel before. I just can't remember her name. Right? Maybe if she lucky, an Asian or two. But the heavier sister, absolutely not. And I believe her about the degree thing. I was glancing through the comments when the clip was playing, and I saw a couple of you say you don't think she's a valedictorian or whatever. She might not be. Right, that's besides the point. These women are well enough resourced. That's the point. Right, they're well enough resource. Once again, we appreciate as men that all of us are getting it how we could get it, this money, and some of us, our career path or our job is vital and integral in the upkeep of the society. Everyone from your sanitation workers to your firefighters and police. Your municipal workers, et cetera, et cetera. We appreciate that. Even the brothers who's getting it off of, working in somebody's cubicle somewhere. We appreciate it. The women said, yeah, about that. I might just be making my money off of social media or some type of entertainment that the world could go without, but I'm still worth more than you, or at least I make more than you. So yeah, I can't. You're invisible, and that's what she said, right? I don't even know those people. You gotta love it. Oh, you gotta love it, We gonna play it again, so we can get once again for those of you that's just coming in. We gonna play these again. Mr. Z definitely have to review these because there's a lot to unpack here. We've had these conversations before, but now, once again, these interviewers are starting to control the conversation a bit better and not allow for women to hide behind character flaw. And by the way, if y'all notice, the women still went to character flaw. I don't want him to be jealous of me or insecure. I don't want to have to slow up. Or the men already control for that. The interviewers already control for that. They already said he's a 10 out of 10 in everything. He got all the intangibles. He just don't earn as much as you. Can you do it? The women said, yeah, no. Nothing wrong with that until we start to scale it. Okay, fine. If you're a $300,000 a year woman, a $500,000 a year woman, 500,000. Okay, cool. But your worldview trickles down to the $50,000 a year woman, to the $30,000 a year woman. Ooh, goddamn, see. Here we go.
If a man came along, let's say y'all both make $500K a year. He's making $70K. He got a business plan. He got a vision. He's working towards that day in and day out. And you would have to look up at him on all the intangible. Does he get a chance?
No. I would rather be single. This is the thing.
Wow.
Let me tell you why. I have gotten to a certain point because I've built to a certain point. I am disciplined in everything. I'm disciplined in relationship with God, in my emotions, in my mentality, in my energy, in my body, and how I eat. I am very disciplined. And so I would expect that a man is the same thing. Because when you're disciplined, whatever you do the most is what compounds in your life. Why would I not give a shot to a person that makes $70,000 a year? I could put you on. Hell, I could even hire you. Come on, let's work together. We could do all of that. But as far as my man, because this is the thing, I refuse to give into a life where I start to feel like I can't have it all.
That's where the insatiableness and
you notice he still went to that. The brother controlled for the conversation. He controlled for this. She still went there. They can't get it out of their mind. How are you a great person or a good person and you value this thing and that thing and you don't got no money? Okay, yeah, you're stable, whatever, but you're not making as much as me. How can, there's no way. The math don't math. Huh? You gotta love it. She said, how, wait, what? Play it again, Z.
If a man came along, let's say y'all both make $500K a year. He's making $70K. He got a business plan. He got a vision. He's working towards that day in and day out. And you would have to look up at him on all the intangible. Does he get a chance?
No. I would rather be single. This is the thing.
Wow.
Let me tell you why.
Z, how many times you gonna pause it, Z? Yes. You have to look up at him at all the intangibles. Shout out to that brother. He took everything off the table. He's insecure and he's in the control, right? Weaponizing competence and he's gonna be jealous of my success. He took all of it off the table. Shout out to her. She said no from the jump. I gotta give it to her. Right? Dear Black America, dear Black men, when Black women say these things, leave her out there for the white and Latino men. Let Brad pump and dump her, use her up, do whatever he gonna do, and then dip off because we know what's gonna happen. We shout out to Holly Berry. We know what this is gonna be eventually. Dear Black men, Black women like this, leave them. If the celebrity brothers at 50 Cent ain't trying to marry her, huh? Then leave her. That's it. If one of these rappers, Cam or 50 or whoever the hell, huh? The Game, one of these brothers ain't trying to marry, leave her. Huh? David Banner looking for a wife right now, ain't he? And he don't got no kids, and he's rich. Leave them out there for the white or Latino guys, maybe even an Asian dude, to do whatever they're gonna do with them. Black men, we have to not come off desperate. Well, what about if he's a teacher? He really, well, man, she already gave you the answer she gave you. She meant it. Look at her face. I'm gonna play it again. Look at her face when she's answering this. When she's talking about being quote unquote disciplined in everything. Cool. And she mean it, by the way. She mean we have generations full of Eartha Kitts. These women mean it. Compromise for who, for what? Look at her face when she says it. She means it. Black men, she doesn't owe you saying yes. She doesn't owe you being kind or cordial or trying to equivocate. And that's okay. Right? The women said they wanted equality, but clearly, as women are allowed to earn just as much as their male counterparts, maybe earn more clearly than most of their male counterparts. However they get it. The ladies are saying this at scale. Nothing wrong with that. Leave them out here. Huh? When they get kicked off the carousel by the elite dudes when they age out, then they start sneak paying for peeing by the super charismatic guys or the 6'2" tall plus guys. But she's looking for a relationship. She paid for peeing from Mr. 6'2", 6'3", 6'5", But relationship has to be very specific. Nothing wrong with that. Y'all leave her out there and let her be Lisa Ray in the next couple decades. Huh? Y'all vacation for the week. I vacation for the month. Let her be out there like that. Huh? When you scale this mentality, you have a community. Shout out to all the FDs that think black men are going to form any kind of community with a bunch of women that think like this. Wait, so because she's single, we shouldn't protect her? I said what I said. A bunch of women from goddamn $20,000, no money, $20,000 a year, all the way up to millions that think like this. You think we're going to do something with them? All right. Better tell her to get it from Brad.
If a man came along, let's say y'all both make $500K a year. He's making $70K. He got a business plan. He got a vision. He's working towards that day in and day out. And you would have to look up at him on all the intangible. Does he get a chance?
No. I would rather be single. This is the thing.
Wow.
Let me tell you why. I have gotten to a certain point because I've built to a certain point. I am disciplined in everything. I'm disciplined in relationship with God, in my emotions, in my mentality, in my energy, in my body, and how I eat. I am very disciplined. And so I would expect that a man is the same thing. Because when you're disciplined, whatever you do the most is what compounds in your life. Why would I not give a shot to a person that makes $70,000 a year? I could put you on. Hell, I could even hire you. Come on, let's work together. We could do all of that. But as far as my man, because this is the thing, I refuse to give into a life where I start to feel like I can't have it all.
That's where the insatiableness and the gluttony, because if you already have it all, why do you need a man to give you more? Like, that's the part of the conversation that I just cannot fully understand.
And maybe it's not love that they want.
Maybe it's not.
And Tony Miss says, Z, please don't start spamming. No, we spamming this today. Today, maybe not tomorrow, but today, oh no, we gonna be spamming these clicks. My apologies, Tony Miss. And Tony Miss says, Z, don't start spamming, bro, please, asses. No, we spamming the hell out of these because, you know, unfortunately, I can't pause the video and then continue it. So that's why I keeps on restarting every time I pause. It's because every time I press it to stop it, it actually stops, and then when I press it again, it has to restart. It's only the when I do a voiceover or something like that, can I pause it midway and then we continue from where we left off. So my apologies for that. Unfortunately for you. Okay. Yes, this is not about love. This is about lifestyle. You live in a capitalist, neoliberal, I don't know how much longer it's going to be neoliberal society. Yes. And how did we think the women were going to think about that and internalize that, particularly with their supposed intimate relationships with men? Yes, especially for the women who have a certain amount of wealth. And like the other clip I played earlier, the woman said, I built myself to this point. This woman said the same thing. Now a man is a luxury item. What these women are thinking is you're asking them to be making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, clearing millions every couple years, if not every year, and then asking them to drive around in a basic ass Camry. It's insulting. I get it, ladies. I get it. In their minds, it's insulting. Why am I driving a Camry when last year I just cleared $500,000? What was the point of me building myself up if y'all are regulating me to the same men that average women could get? I'm not averaging anything else in my life, and I'm supposed to have an average man? Absolutely not. Ladies, Mr. Z, get it? I said it to y'all, and shout out to Lion, right? These are hypergamous failures. They price their vagina out the game. They simply, Z, you about to say it, this gonna sound unmanly, Z. They simply earn too much. Ooh, goddamn, Z, you said that. They simply, all right, ladies, fine. I'll say it. You earn too much, and there you go. You're of no use to anyone either. Ooh, goddamn. Ooh, ouch. Ooh, goddamn. A bunch of well-resourced women that earn too goddamn much. And now what? Oh, y'all never heard somebody say that before. All right, then. If you're going to base everything on that, then you earn too much. Next. Now watch your homegirls that you were in high school with get married and stay married and build a family with a man that was only earning $70,000 and $75,000 a year. Meanwhile, your rich ass is getting piped down by your male secretary, and you paying for peen, and you buying PlayStations, goddamn, and you paying for rims, and you paying car notes on the sneak because you don't want people to know, huh? And then you throw a temper tantrum when it don't work out, and then you go end up with a white man. Ain't that right, Lonnie Love? Ooh, goddamn, Z, stop it, huh? It's not about love, and that's okay. Look, these women, these rich and famous women, don't owe everyday black men. I really mean that, by the way. I'm not joking. That's not some little snarky statement. No, they don't owe everyday black men pretending like they would give you a chance if you met them and you approached them correctly and you had the gift of gab and you were just right, charismatic. They don't owe you even pretending. But dear black men, that also means you don't owe her if you watch her about to fall in goddamn manhole. If she walking through Manhattan and she about to get hit by a car, you don't owe her saying, "Hey, lady." Wait, ain't that the same one I saw from tonight's conversations? Oh, goddamn, look, that 18-wheeler's about to hit her. Anyway, am I saying that's right? No. Can you maintain a society like that? No. Can you definitely do anything with the black community with that mindset? Absolutely not. And, ooh, damn. Huh? The thing that got Z, and the reason why we're covering this, is not simply about what she said. It's that these men are controlling for all of it. They are controlling for all the things that women, and particularly well-resourced women, like to hide behind. All of that, he's going to be insecure. He's going to feel intimidated, and I don't want to have to slow up for that, and weaponize incompetence. These men are controlling for that. These interviewers are controlling for all of it. And the women are saying no, because it was never about any of that. Let not any woman in the West ever talk about being objectified ever again. Ever. Because it was never about any of that. This is why Mr. Z says, let them talk, and we're here now. Huh? Now that we're here now, prison rules. Huh? Shout out to BGS, like he said, if the women want to go transactional, all right then. Shout out to the heavier said, sister, you heard what she said towards the end. I'm gonna play the clips. Why is it that it's almost like love? I get what she's trying to say. It's almost like love and money have to be mutually exclusive. No, it does not. No, that's not what we're saying. We're saying that's why y'all ladies keep on going with it. Huh? Now do y'all appreciate why Z has been saying for years they have a neoliberal assessment of men? A marketized view of men. Unfortunately for them, white man, black man, Latino man, most men are not gay or bisexual. We're not trying to have sex with Milton Friedman or Frederick Hayek or Ronald Reagan. We're not trying to have sex with the Chicago boys. Unfortunately for the ladies, all you well-off, well-resourced women, unfortunately for you, most men are not LGBTQ. Unfortunately for you. Huh? We don't want a reform hyper-capitalist, unfortunately for you. And Ayn Rand was not attractive. So unfortunately for you, we ain't trying to pipe her neither. Huh? Yikes. Huh? Continuing.
If a man came along, let's say y'all both make $500K a year. He's making $70K. He got a business plan. He got a vision. He's working towards that day in and day out. And you would have to look up at him on all the intangible. Does he get a chance?
No. I would rather be single. This is the thing.
Wow.
Let me
You
tell
got
you
it.
why. I have gotten to a certain point because I've built to a certain point. I am disciplined in everything. I'm disciplined in relationship with God, in my emotions, in my mentality, in my energy, in my body, and how I eat. I am very disciplined. And so I would expect that a man is the same thing. Because when you're disciplined, whatever you do the most is what compounds in your life. Why would I not give a shot to a person that makes $70,000 a year? I could put you on. Hell, I could even hire you. Come on, let's work together. We could do all of that. But as far as my man, because this is the thing, I refuse to give into a life where I start to feel like I can't have it all.
That's
I
where
don't
the
believe that.
insatiableness and the gluttony, because if you are
Now do y'all understand why Mr. Z played Marie Slaughter, excuse me. Huh? She said, I don't want to feel like I can't have it all. I don't want to feel like I can't have it all. Very important statement there. I don't want to feel like I can't have it all. The lifestyle, the car, excuse me, I said car, the cars, the house, the houses, the homes, better yet. Huh? The children at boarding school or some super expensive private school. What's it called? Exeter or something like that. Huh? What was the point of all of this if I can't have all of that? The very attractive, very well resourced man of status and of prominence in his circles. Shout out to the ladies. I get you. I feel you. Right? I don't want to feel like I can't have it all. Let them talk. Let them talk. We're going to get to the truth eventually. And for all of you who have checked out her channel before, she's measured, right? She's thoughtful, right? She's measured, she's thoughtful. This might be the most annoyed you've ever seen her. Yeah, because now we're telling her, in her mind, now we're telling her to quote unquote settle for an average man. She said she would rather be single. Scale that. Huh? Yikes. Continuing.
If a man came along, let's say y'all both make 500K a year. He's making 70K. He got a business plan. He got a vision. He's working towards that day in and day out. And you would have to look up at him on all the intangible. Does he get a chance?
No. I would rather be single. This is the thing.
Wow.
Let me
You
tell
got
you
it.
why. I have gotten to a certain point because I've built to a certain point. I am disciplined in everything. I'm disciplined in relationship with God, in my emotions, in my mentality, in my energy, in my body, and how I eat. I am very disciplined. And so I would expect that a man is the same thing. Because when you're disciplined, whatever you do the most is what compounds in your life. Why would I not give a shot to a person that makes $70,000 a year? I could put you on. Hell, I could even hire you. Come on, let's work together. We could do all of that. But as far as my man, because this is the thing, I refuse to give into a life where I start to feel like I can't have it all.
That's
I
where
don't
the
believe that.
insatiableness and the gluttony, because if you already have it all, why do you
Exactly.
need a man to give you more? Like, that's the part of the conversation that I just cannot fully understand.
And maybe
It's not love that they want.
Maybe
It's not.
Let me finish. Hold on, let me
Why
finish.
does
Let me
money
finish.
have to be null and void
Is
of
it-
love?
I think it's
Because
because
you
y'all
already got
keep
money.
going to
You
money.
already-
Like,
yeah,
y'all
you
don't
already
really,
got money.
y'all don't really chime on like the other intangibles as
that's
much.
not my- I
It's
don't-
mostly about
Because
the
for
money.
me, it's
But
not
that's
other tangible.
We have to be honest about what they see as love. What do women like this that think like this, what do they see as love? I want to be clear. This is not about these individual women. It's about this mentality and what it's doing to your society. And this mentality, oh yeah, you're not escaping that just because you go outside the black community. Have fun. Black women are just the loudest about it. They're more egregious than others. But oh, this one, oh yeah, you ain't escaping this because you end up with a white chick. Maybe a Latina is a little bit better. Asian, have fun. Americanized Asian woman, yeah, that's it. She's just not allowed. Wonder why they so serious about the white dudes. You want to know? Huh? Men are nothing but status markers when they're at this level. Be very clear. The shorter hair sister said, you got the money already. Why do you need him to have money? Because now he's a status marker to show her success and her status. Right? That's what this is about. And by the way, in this society, I get it. The way the world is currently constructed, particularly America, I get it. When you're on this level, everything denotes your status. Your kids, if you have any, your car, the zip code you live in, the gated community you live in, huh? Including your significant other. It's all supposed to represent your status and your ascendancy, especially for not white women, huh? Especially for black women, especially for black women anywhere tied to any part of the entertainment industry. That man represents what you are. This is their worldview. This is the view of them and their homegirls, their girlfriends. And the last thing they want is for their girlfriends to be talking crap behind their back. What was the point of her making all that money? Is she famous? You see who she with? He ain't even tall like that. He ain't even good looking like that. I could understand if he was, huh? If he was Chris Brown or somebody. But he like 5'10". He look alright. But he ain't even, huh? He not even no washed up rapper or anybody. So the lady said, yeah, look, instead of my frenemy girlfriends, because you know all of them got frenemies, they're all frenemies. Listen, in Women Worldlandia, they're all frenemies. All of them are frenemies. Huh? Yikes. So in their mind, instead of their girlfriend talking crap behind their back, their homegirls talking crap behind their back, they would rather be single. Instead of them feeling like they're judged by their circle, oh, she ended up with him? She giving him a chance? And you know how women do it. I could never. Oh, I would never. Huh? This is the modern I could do battle by myself. Shout out to the ladies. Huh? You see, you reaching, you doing too much. They're not saying all of that. Yes, they are. Huh? Ask one of the elders if that's not what all the women are saying right now. Ask them if they don't get all of that from these little short clips. You think the women not saying that? All right. Huh? Once again, it's not about them individually. It's about this mentality at scale. You want to know why your relationships in the West went in the trash bin? Dumpster juice and all. Huh? Got the little maggots in it and everything. Disgusting. You want to know why your relationships are in that same trash bin? Huh? Got the rats scurrying around it? This mentality right here, this worldview. Huh? Yikes. Continuing.
If a man came along, let's say y'all both make $500K a year. He's making $70K. He got a business plan. He got a vision. He's working towards that day in and day out. And you would have to look up at him on all the intangible. Does he get a chance?
No. I would rather be single. This is the thing.
Wow.
Let me tell
Everybody-
you why. I have gotten to a certain point because I've built to a certain point. I am disciplined in everything. I'm disciplined in relationship with God, in my emotions, in my mentality, in my energy, in my body, and how I eat. I am very disciplined. And so I would expect that a man is the same thing. Because when you're disciplined, whatever you do the most is what compounds in your life. Why would I not give a shot to a person that makes $70,000 a year? I could put you on. Hell, I could even hire you. Come on, let's work together. We could do all of that. But as far as my man, because this is the thing, I refuse to give into a life where I start to feel like I can't have it all.
That's where the insatiableness and the gluttony, because if you already have it all, why do you need a man to give you more? Like, that's the part of the conversation that I just cannot fully understand.
And maybe it's not love that they want.
Maybe it's not.
Let me finish. Hold on, let me finish.
Why does money have to be null and void of love?
I think it's because y'all keep going to money. Like, y'all don't really chime on like the other intangibles as much. It's mostly about the money.
But that's other tangibles. It's whole. It's all of it. If you're missing one, you can't rank one out on the scale of 1 to 10. In my lifestyle, in people that I know, I don't really know any people that make $70,000
Well, I know.
a year.
What about a high school teacher who loves the kids in his community, who's not on that money shit? He wants to serve.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people that I am around on a daily basis, the people that I call on my phone. It's different. So I will say my vantage point for what success looks like monetarily speaking is exponentially different than most people. I understand that. And I'm not here to wrong or shame the person that makes $70,000, because the truth is every single person deserves love. But like Tasia said, that's not going to happen with me, because I live in a space where I want to follow the leadership of my man. I want my man to make the decisions inside of my household. It's not about a dollar amount. It's not, okay. No.
Because he can lead in other ways.
No.
And with finances,
You've got
even if
to
you make
lead
more.
the household. You can, look, money doesn't buy you happiness, but it buys you options.
Exactly.
This is the question. The question I want to ask in fairness.
These people just got money.
Hold on.
They don't even, the people who think they got money don't even have no bread.
Let me ask you the question.
I disagree.
I said if you are broke and I choose to deal with you, I will belittle you. It is what it is.
Now y'all know why I kept on playing that clip? She's telling you, you can't lead me nowhere. You don't earn as much as me, and you don't earn it more than me. You're not richer than me. She said, I need to respect you. I cannot respect you. Shout out to all of you men that are, you heterosexual men, who are around her, who work with her, who are her employees. Yeah, she does not respect you, bro. Huh? You can't lead her out of a wet paper bag, bro. All that pleasantries and the fake smiles, that's what she's doing, fake smiling with your ass. Huh? She needs to respect her man. Definitely understandable. We definitely are about respect on Z's channel. But she can't respect you, and she can't look at you as any kind of leader if you don't earn more than her. Shout out to the women who are clearing 300, $500,000, $1 million+ a year, and you say you can't respect a man who doesn't earn as much as you or more. That math ain't mathing for nothing. Once again, the question remains, what was the point of women working, equality, fighting to be in the workspace, in the workforce, fighting for equal pay for equal work, equal pay? Once again, they don't work as hard as us, but that's besides the point. Equal pay for equal work. What was the point of that? When the women who do have the corner office and the women who are part of the board and the women who do start their own business and are making good money, I'm not talking about LLC Twitter, when if they're single, once they start earning any real money, not even any real money, they start sounding like this. They sound like this when they earn in 20Z. Huh? This worldview scaled to millions of women in America, tens of millions in the West, hundreds of millions in the West. Huh? What can you do with this? And yes, the women are putting you being a walking ATM machine in front of everything. All the intangibles come after your financial Ooh, Z was about to say stability, but it ain't stability, is it? Huh? It's opulence now. It's extravagance now. And there's nothing necessarily wrong with that until you start scaling that, and your everyday average woman thinks like this now. Uh-oh. Huh?
The conversations that we have, and women are literally saying, I make $300,000 a year. If he makes $100K, he's not viable.
But wait, Doc, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying the leadership. It's about leadership. So for me,
but money doesn't equate to leadership at all.
This is what I'm saying. I'm saying if you are going to lead me in the ways, that means you need to have the mindset. That means you need to have the mentality, the emotions, the spirit, the energy. If you're going to lead this household, I don't want to have to slow down to let you pass me up.
The average woman doesn't make that much money.
That's true.
Right? The actual listener is making 50, 70, maybe 80. Right.
The average listener. Huh. I like the way the word average. People say average, they really mean median, but fine. Is the median black woman earning $50,000+ a year? We know they're not earning 70 and 80. That's not a thing. The average black woman or the black woman in the median definitely ain't earning 50 or well really not 70 or 80. Huh? Yikes. And Revlon says Lotta J and Prada Ben 911s. Shout out to the clips. And the article title says Black and Latina women who never marry are the least wealthy in the US. I'm pretty sure if you were earning $80,000 and you had a couple of dollars to the side, once again, the difference between income and wealth, you probably wouldn't be seen as the least wealthy. We wouldn't have the numbers, the statistics to show that you are the least wealthy in the US. That's not how that would work.
Check the statistics.
Huh? Yikes. That's not how that would work. Huh? Once again, fair use, fair use. Fair use, fair use. So we're comparing what? $70,000 a year man, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year women, or men and women, black men and women, to $300,000 a year black women. Really, really nasty work. Continues.
The conversations that we have, and women are literally saying, I make $300,000 a year. If he makes $100K, he's not viable.
But wait, Doc, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying the leadership. It's about leadership. So for me,
but money doesn't equate to leadership at all.
This is what I'm saying. I'm saying if you are going to lead me in the ways, that means you need to have the mindset. That means you need to have the mentality, the emotions, the spirit, the energy. If you're going to lead this household, I don't want to have to slow down to let you pass me up.
The average woman doesn't make that much money.
That's true.
Right? The actual listener is making 50, 70, maybe 80. Right. So what happens to the man that only makes 50, 70, 80? Is he now completely disqualified? Because we completely changed the conversation. We said average. Now we're talking about men that make $300,000 a year. We can't even keep the conversation to the same topic of the average man. He's still being bypassed in the conversation. Right. Yeah. So if he's being bypassed in the conversation where we can't even stay on topic and talk about the man, imagine the women that's listening to the conversation, their mind is still going to the $300,000 man.
Can I just say one more thing? Even if you are that 50, 60, 70,000 earning man, there is still a desire for you at some point to make enough to where your wife doesn't have to work.
Yes.
Are people not able to make a living and provide a beautiful life with $50,000? That's crazy. That is exactly what he said. That's what he said. That's exactly what he said. And to allude to a person, if a person makes under a certain amount of money, to say that they don't have the ability to lead, provide, and have all of these things. That's exactly what y'all are saying. Y'all are going around about a way to say it, but that's how people are perceived.
And now, and I need to clip that actually from TYT. And this is old numbers. So it's like 2017 numbers actually. 2017, maybe 2018. 26% of poor Americans are married. 39% of working class Americans are married. 56% of middle class and above. Once again, 26%. And this was as of maybe 2016, 2017. So it got worse over the past almost decade now. Once again, 26% of working poor Americans are married, or just poor Americans. 39% of working class Americans. That's the tier up from poor or working poor. And then 56% of middle class and above Americans are married. Right? It's because of this worldview. The shorter hair young lady said it. It's because of this worldview. Because the working poor women think the same. I would rather be poor and alone and single, or poor and single, than have a quote unquote man, just not even quote unquote man. Well, it is quote unquote man, quote unquote lead me. So have a quote man, quote lead me, and think he'll be barking out orders, and he only earned $35,000 a year, $40,000 a year, $45,000, $50,000 a year. Huh? And let me read this one. And Kanguru says, Z, how is she disciplined with God, but not mentioned, not married to a man? Let's read that again. Z, how is she disciplined with God, but not married to a man? Does she have to make sense? She's rich. She don't got to make sense. Or at least she's well resourced. She's doing well financially. Really well financially. Huh? Didn't Muhammad marry a woman that was older than him and had more money than him? Somebody correct Z if I'm wrong. Didn't Muhammad marry a woman that was older than him and had more money than him? Or somebody, is Z wrong about that? Huh? And then became one of the most important figures in world history? Yikes. And you have women, in this case black women, who are somewhere maybe in the entertainment or some type of media industry, and they telling you they can't do it. Hey, I hear y'all, ladies. I hear y'all. Right? Yikes. You gotta love it. Once again, when you control for the things that the women always run to, and they still ran to it, by the way. The ladies say, yeah, see, but that money part is so important. It's like the most pivotal. And that, ladies, it's okay. You can say it. No, look, this is the most important. We could cut it. Eventually, they're going to cut that part out too. Well, no, it's the whole thing. It's the total package. It's everything. Everything. You need everything. No. One thing takes precedent, and there's nothing wrong with you if you think that. Well, maybe there's something wrong with you, but there's nothing wrong with, well, actually, it might be if we scale it. But you could think that, ladies. Huh? Yikes. Go ahead, Z.
The conversations that we have, and women are literally saying, I make $300,000 a year. If he makes $100K, he's not viable.
But wait, Doc, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying the leadership. It's about leadership. So for me,
but money doesn't equate to leadership at all.
This is what I'm saying. I'm saying if you are going to lead me in the ways, that means you need to have the mindset. That means you need to have the mentality, the emotions, the spirit, the energy. If you're going to lead this household, I don't want to have to slow down to let you pass me up.
The average woman doesn't make that much money.
That's true.
Right? The actual listener is making 50, 70, Maybe
Right,
80.
less.
Right.
Yeah.
So what happens to the man that only makes 50, 70, 80? Is he now completely disqualified? Because we completely changed the conversation. We said average. Now we're talking about men that make $300,000 a year. We can't even keep the conversation to the same topic of the average man. He's still being bypassed in the conversation. So if he's being bypassed in the conversation, well, we can't even stay on topic and talk about the man. Imagine the.
So apparently, what it sounded like, and y'all could correct Z, and maybe y'all heard the same thing. So this conversation was talking about the average man or average folks, average black folks, I guess. And the way it's being framed right now is that we couldn't even stay on topics. How is it that we were speaking about the average man and we still end up speaking about the $300,000 man? Yes. Shout out to the young lady that said it to Kevin Samuels years ago. Damn there, what was that? Half a decade ago already? When we were working on 4 or 5 years? She said that. Who wants to be with average anyway? And there you go. This is why Mr. Z said, let them talk, let them talk. I'm gonna read this one now. And thank you for the super chat. Passport OG, thank you for the super chat. And once again, Ken Guru, thank you for the super chat. And Passport OG says, Becky studying these tapes like Bill Belichick. Oh man. Yeah, y'all already hear the white women. Them white women not playing, especially as this environment gets tougher, especially when white women, even if they're working, their job is tenuous, they might have to grab a gig, get into the gig economy. I said already, black women put themselves in the worst pincer move. Not this lady. If she continues whatever she's doing, she's going to be okay financially. She's going to be okay. But the black women that think like her, but that are working class, working poor, lower middle class, oh, that's your ass. Look at Z, Robin. That's your ass. Huh? Because you put yourself in the worst pincer move. The white, Latina, maybe Asian women are going to be attempting to pick off black men from the top because not all of them could end up with the well-resourced Brad. Huh? The trailer park white woman and the Latina from the barrio, goddamn. Huh? They're going to be trying to get at Pookie. Ooh. Huh? The everyday working class Latina don't have a problem ending up with a working class black man. Yeah, she want to be a white woman, but not as much as you do. Huh? And the white woman who's working class is already a white woman. So she'll be okay with a working class black man. Huh? And if y'all go through the comments for these videos on Instagram, oh boy. Black women cutting up in the it's Ebony K. Williams conversation all over again. Huh? It's Ebony K. Williams conversation all over again because y'all already know.
This is the song that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend.
Huh? That's what Mr. Z should have been playing this whole time.
This is the song that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend.
Huh? So I guess in another year and a half, 2 years, if even that long, we'll come back right back around. That's why Mr. Z, stop pressing these women. If they tell you they're not interested, they're not interested. It's understandable. Their minds are fried. And they don't appreciate the Jenga blocks. You fought for equality, so that means you don't get hypergamy. A handful of you will be able to play that game. Most of you will not, including you well-resourced women. Especially if you earning $500,000 a year, $300,000 a year. And the other young lady, she's not hideous. The slim, light-skinned sister, she's not hideous. You're in those circles and you don't got no husband. You don't have a husband. You don't appreciate how this goes. Ladies, you still don't appreciate how this goes? You can't have equality and hypergamy. Excuse me. You can't have equality and hypergamy simultaneously. No. Women are running around the world throwing a goddamn temper tantrum. Western women, American women, black women with a couple of dollars are running around the world throwing a temper tantrum because they can't have their quote unquote equality and hypergamy simultaneously. That's your bad. You didn't do the math. Black women in the black community, everyone. Well-resourced, highly educated, connected black women with some type of status in the black community. That's them. That's Western women in writ large. That's Western women in aggregate with a couple of dollars. But definitely black women. Because the second you tell them you can't have your autonomy and security simultaneously, you can't have equality and hypergamy simultaneously, what they say, Z?
That's not fair. That is not fair! That is not fair!
Huh? The second you start telling them that, that's how they sound. How do you know, Z?
I want equal pay because it's like, why am I going to college? I'm getting A's and B's and this nigga got C's.
All right,
and
let
he's
me
making more money than me.
ask you this. Would you rather have a high-profile job for no pay or clean sewers for $100,000 a year?
I would clean sewers if it's more money.
Okay. Do you think most women would choose to do that?
I don't know what most women choose, but I'm talking about me.
Okay, no, I get that, but I'm saying I've interviewed hundreds of women, and most women actually would not choose the dangerous, dirty job. Is that possibly why a lot of women get paid less? Why do we have the expression, that's a man's job?
Because certain things are a man's job. Because it's like, why gotta take the trash out if there's a man in the house?
Right. So I'm just saying.
Or lift heavy things.
Is it fair to say if you want equal privileges, you need equal responsibilities?
No, I want. Why is responsibilities with equality?
Because you gotta
I'm just trying to get equal pay.
Because you gotta take the bad with the good.
Why do I have to do all the extra shit if I can't just? Why can't I just have equal pay?
Don't you have to take the bad with the good?
No, you do not. We just have equality. Period. You see what I mean? You know.
You know what you gotta love about the younger women, white, black, Latina, Asian, or otherwise? It's so easy to catch them up on the hypocrisy. They haven't learned to hide behind the language and hide behind, oh, but the men are gonna be insecure. Nah. Oh, you gotta love it. Huh? Why can't I just have equal pay? She meant that. That's all of them. Yes, our aunties too. Yes, our moms too. Yes, our sisters too. Our girl cousins too. Find me the men, particularly straight men. Find me the men, white, black, Latino, Asian, or otherwise, that'll talk like this. Find me the men on planet Earth, let alone in America, that would say that. Find me the straight men that'll say that. Huh? Find me even the young men her age that will say that. Find me them. Particularly straight men. Find me them. Huh? Why Mr. Z coupled these videos with that? You see how she got flummoxed? You see how easy it was for him to stumble her? Yes, there's such things as man's job. Why can't I just get the same pay? It shouldn't be based off of performance. It shouldn't be based off of hours even. Huh? Yikes. I'm here, ain't I? Ooh. Huh? And Ray, this is where it gets frightening for Z. Because black women have put black men in the most unenviable position ever. This equality of outcomes thing, that's when it gets frightening, because what it's seeming like more and more it is, but what it's seeming like more and more is that this is what women in aggregate really means. We know what they mean it, but for sake of conversation and to put some nuance that really doesn't exist, but what men are saying is equality of opportunity, equal opportunity. Stop rigging the game for your sons. We know they're gonna rig the games for their son. Stop rigging the game for white folks. Stop rigging the game for the white boys and the white men. Cut the nepotism out in college enrollment and et cetera, in hiring practices. Stop making it the all boys club, all white men's club. That's what the men are saying. Stop making it a classist, elitist, white boy, white man institution, whatever the institution is. And when you say, you know, to the best, let the best man win, really mean that. That's what the men are saying. That's not what the women are saying. The women are saying, I showed up. Huh? I showed up. I might have not even showed up, but I showed up. Huh? God forbid if I put any effort in. If I put any effort in, oh boy, it better be equality of opportunity, or excuse me, equality of outcome. Huh? Yikes. I'm glad the young lady said what she said. We're going to play it one more again and then we'll get back to what we're saying. But I'm playing this to say that is what you're seeing here, is that the women who fought, who are the daughters and granddaughters of second wave feminism, who are running into the wall of what equality actually means on a societal level and at scale. It doesn't necessarily mean that you end up with the man that earns as much as you or more, or maybe just $1 or $2 less than you. They're not even going for that dude. But he makes up for it by being Captain Thundercock, Thaddeus Thundercock, that's 6'8" tall. Huh? When you scale equality to a country of what, somewhere between 340 and 360 million people, when you scale equality on that level, that means you as a woman got to get in where you fit in. And you have, if you want an elite man, $300,000 plus is elite, then get your boxing gloves and boxing shoes ready. Huh? Or the thinner gloves that they use in MMA, because you're going to need them. But if you're not willing to compete on that level, by the way, you still competing for the average guy, but fine. You still would have to compete for the average guy, but fine. The ladies are running into the wall of what their grandmothers and their mothers advocated for and fought for. Y'all said equal. Well, you getting what equality looks like at scale. Actually, the thumb is on the scale for you, but you're getting what equality looks like at scale. And you hate it when it comes to your intimate lives. Huh? Because you said that's the Camry of a man, and I didn't go to school to end up with the Camry of a man. Huh? The Telluride of a man. I hear you, ladies. I hear you. Even though the Telluride right now is the Telluride and the GV80 is like the hood Bentleys right now. Well, the hood Bentley and the hood Range Rover. Huh? The Telluride is the hood Range Rover right now, and the Genesis GV80 is the hood Bentley right now. But these women said, yeah, nah. See, that's average. Huh? I get it. We're going to play it one more again, and then we're going to get back
I
to
want
it.
equal pay because it's like, why am I going to college? I'm getting A's and B's, and this nigga got C's.
All right,
and
let me ask you this. Would you rather have a high-profile job for no pay or clean sewers for $100,000 a year?
I would clean sewers if it's more money.
Okay. Do you think most women would choose to do that?
I don't know what most women choose, but I'm talking about me.
Okay, no, I get that, but I'm saying I've interviewed hundreds of women, and most women actually would not choose the dangerous, dirty job. Is that possibly why a lot of women get paid less? Why do we have the expression, that's a man's job?
Because certain things are a man's job. Because it's like, why gotta take the trash out if there's a man in the house?
Right, so I'm just saying...
Or lift heavy things.
Is it fair to say if you want equal privileges, you need equal responsibilities?
No, why is responsibilities with equality?
Because I'm
just trying to get equal pay.
Because you gotta take the bad with the good.
Why do all the extra shit if I can't why can't I just have equal pay?
Don't you have to take the bad with the good?
No, you do not. We should have equality, period. You see what I mean? You know what
We should just have equality, period. You see what I mean? You gotta love it. So the man still has to do the man job because I ain't putting the trash out. She said it. America, what else do you need? Technocrats, stop coming over here, bro. Dear technocrats, stop coming over here chastising the men. Go get your daughters in line. Go get your daughters in order. Which is another reason why Mr. Z is doing this stream today. Dear technocrats, stop coming over here. Your daughters are being very clear and blatant. That's a random man on the street interview, and she's sounding just like these women earning hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. Huh? Detroit says, and thank you for the super chat, you should have played Mike Jones back then. I'll put it in the description box. Right? But I definitely had to put the big crit in what's the white rapper name in here. Huh? That grip and grade switching lanes on that Usher superstar beat. Yeah. Especially with on Big Crit's verse. Big Crit's verse is fire. Shout out to the South. Huh? That's why Mr. Z's title is Switching Lanes. Homegirl told us to stay in our lane. Well, Mr. Z done switch lanes and is talking about something he ought not be talking about. But Mr. Z ain't making no $300,000 a year. Huh? Yikes. So we played that. Let's finish with this. I'm gonna try not to keep on spamming you guys with this. We're not trying to do how many hours today. Here we go.
The conversations that we have, and women are literally saying, I make $300,000 a year. If he makes $100K, he's not viable.
But wait, Doc, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying the leadership. It's about leadership. So for me,
but money doesn't equate to leadership at all.
This is what I'm saying. I'm saying if you are going to lead me in the ways, that means you need to have the mindset. That means you need to have the mentality, the emotions, the spirit, the energy. If you're going to lead this household, I don't want to have to slow down to let you pass me up.
The average woman doesn't make that much money.
That's true.
Right? The actual listener is making 50, 70, maybe 80. Right. So what happens to the man that only makes 50, 70, 80? Is he now completely disqualified? Because we completely changed the conversation. We said average. Now we're talking about men that make $300,000 a year. We can't even keep the conversation to the same topic of the average man. He's still being bypassed in the conversation. So if he's being bypassed in the conversation, well, we can't even stay on topic and talk about the man. Imagine the women that's listening to the conversation, their mind is still going to the $300,000 man.
Can I just say one more thing? Even if you are that 50, 60, 70,000 earning man, there is still a desire for you at some point to make enough to where your wife doesn't have to work.
Yes. Are people not able to make a living and provide a beautiful life with $50,000? That's crazy. That is exactly what he said. That's what he said. That's exactly what he said. And to allude to a person, if a person makes under a certain amount of money, to say that they don't have the ability to lead, provide, and have all of these things, that's exactly what y'all are saying. Y'all are going a roundabout a way to say it, but
Mr. Z, we're gonna have to play it again. What she's saying is
That if you are broke and I choose to deal with you, I will belittle you. It is what it is.
and yes, shout out to Ace Metaphor, but she caught you on that, bro. She caught you and she caught the other two women on that. That is what you're saying. Once again,
if you are broke and I choose to deal with you, I will belittle you. It is what it is.
and it's not even about being broke in this case. We already said he's a $70,000 a year man, or some 50, 60, 70. He's not necessarily broke. He don't earn as much as you. Yes, they are saying, I will belittle you. I cannot respect you. The fair-skinned lady, she said that. I can't. For me to see you as a quote-unquote leader, you have to earn more than me. And I think Saint Cyr said it in the comments. You have to earn more than me for me to shut up. I will not shut up if you don't earn more than me. I don't think there's anything wrong with women saying that. No, I mean that. I don't think there's anything wrong with them saying that. And whichever one of you men, black men in particular, who decide to deal with her after she says that, oh, God have mercy on your soul. Any one of you black men, I'm including the rich ones, who deal with her after you see this. Look, Mr. Z is good for it. I done turned a new leaf. The second these women start talking crazy, black women start talking crazy, leave her for Brad. Shout out to Eve. Brad will be the only one to tame her, right? Leave her for Brad. The second they start, no, but I want a black man. No. Leave her for Brad. Huh? And leading to that, no placeholder says, and thank you for the super chat, in the words of Bud Kilmer from Varsity Blues, the few ruin it for the many. Hope it was fun. You cost me my perfect season. I don't know if it's a few, though, when it comes to women sounding like this or thinking like this or feeling like this. Huh? I don't know if it's a few. Right? And I say to black men, hey, if the ladies and black women are sounding like this concerning black men, your everyday black man, your salt of the earth black man, there's nothing wrong with that. Leave her for the basic Brad, or maybe, okay, fine, slightly above basic Brad. And whatever he do to her, he do to her. If however the end of that relationship go in the divorce, and yeah, I saw y'all telling me, and I saw the clips, Cardi B and Homeboy broke up. We all knew that was gonna happen. So that's why y'all see Mr. Z really talk about it. I mentioned it, unless there's something salacious, ain't no need to talk about it. We knew that was gonna happen. We knew he wasn't gonna stay. Continuing, leave these women, these well-resourced black women, these connected, these social butterfly black women, leave them out there for the white or Latino guys. Leave them. Dear black men, it's okay. It's okay. Tell them, Ed.
Mario, Jorge, Cartwright, Shang Tsung. We got a thrift store of leftover bitches. They're leftover because apparently it ain't enough niggas is worth a damn. Whatever. Point is, they left over. We need you to come pick them up. No instruction manual. Figure it out. Sprinkle some white ice on it. Maybe, I've heard the white ice is colder. Sprinkle some white ice on it. It goes with everything. If you come within the next 24 hours, we'll give you a complimentary book on how to date black women for white men. That's a $4 value.
Dear white men, I promise you, dear black women who I can't do it. I can't accept the leadership. I can't. I'm gonna belittle you. And I can't respect you. And hey, we know what you will respect. Lighter, brighter skin, white men. Huh? White men, you don't worry. All that financial requirement, that don't apply to you. Huh? Your white skin. That's all you know. Literally, that's all you have to walk in the door with. A bonus for her if you're good looking and tall. A bonus, right? You're not gonna respect. You can't accept the leadership and all that other stuff. Yeah, she's saying that, but she really is talking about black men. But white men, you just existing, she'll take it, huh? Yikes.
The conversations that we have, and women are literally saying, I make $300,000 a year. If he makes $100K, he's not viable.
But wait, Doc, this
So
is what I'm
not
saying. I'm saying
talking
the leadership. It's about leadership. So for me,
But money
if
doesn't
I'm
equate
good-
to
No,
leadership
y'all
at
let me
all.
say- This is what I'm saying. I'm saying if you are going to lead me in the ways, that means you need to have the mindset. That means you need to have the mentality, the emotions, the spirit, the energy. If you're going to lead this household, I don't want to have to slow down to let you pass me up.
The average woman doesn't make that much money.
That's true.
Right? The actual listener is making 50, 70, maybe 80. Right. So what happens to the man that only makes 50, 70, 80? Is he now completely disqualified? Because we've completely changed the conversation. We said average. Now we're talking about men that make $300,000 a year. We can't even keep the conversation to the same topic of the average man. He's still being bypassed in the conversation. So if he's being bypassed in the conversation where we can't even stay on topic and talk about the man, imagine the women that's listening to the conversation, their mind is still going to the $300,000 man.
Can I just say one more thing? Even if you are that 50, 60, 70,000 earning man, there is still a desire for you at some point to make enough to where your wife doesn't have to work.
Yes.
Are people not able to make a living and provide a beautiful life with $50,000? That's crazy. That is exactly what he said. That's what he said. That's exactly what he said. And to allude to a person, if a person makes under a certain amount of money, to say that they don't have the ability to lead, provide, and have all of these things. That's exactly what y'all are saying. Y'all are going around about a way to say it, but that's how people are perceiving the things that y'all say.
There's a component of this that we are missing, and that is that men that are not happy with where they are financially are mean. They treat you terribly, okay? If you meet somebody and they're a 300K woman, that may not be quite the lane for you. It doesn't mean that I value you less. It doesn't mean, but you're going to perform better. You're going to be a better person. You're going to have a better mindset. You're going to be in a clearer space when you feel valued, safe, at peace with where you are. And it's no harm, no foul in that. Stay there in that lane with the women that are in alignment with you, and don't be mad at us calling us broke, gold diggers, dirty bald head scallywags on the internet because we are in this lane. It will be wonderful to meet a man and he's like, babe, let's do this together. Let's build. I got this, you got that. You got my back, I got your back. But the reality of it is because I went to school, I was valedictorian, I graduated, I got a master's degree, I did all this. Now you mad at me because you're not in my lane. Get in your lane, make some more money, and then come over here. Now we all good. It's simple.
This is the song that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on, my friend.
Get in your lane. Shout out to Meek Mills and Levels. For all of us that remember that song. That's another song I'm gonna put in the description box. Shout out to the replay gang. Huh? Shout out to Meek Mills and Levels because she said it. Get in your lane, which she means get in your tier. Nice little way of trying to use a euphemism there, man. More softer language, right? Get in your lane. No, get in your tier. Get on your level, sir. You're attempting to speak to a woman, sir, that's above you. Huh? Stay in your lane. We're in the high speed lane. We're in the HOV lane, sir. Stay in your little slow ass lane over there. You Civics and Corollas and Camrys and whatnot. You Altimas and whatnot. Not the Altima, you Altimas and whatnot. Huh? We big boy toy driving over here. Huh? The entry is at least a Range Rover. And not the Evoque neither. No. The Land Rover Range Rover. Huh? All you others go over there. I hear you, ma'am. I hear you. Huh? And you notice the reasoning? Remember what the brother said. He started it off. He took everything, all these weirdo qualifiers, he took it off the table.
If a man came along, let's say y'all both make $500K a year. He's making $70K. He got a business plan. He got a vision. He's working towards that day in and day out. And you would have to look up at him on all the intangible. Does he get a chance?
No. I would rather.
You see how he started that off? Look at how she ended that off. No pun. Look at what he started off. He took all of the crap off the table. Oh, he's going to be mean and he's going to be insecure. He started off. He controlled for this conversation and took all of that off the table. And she still went to, they're mean. They're. Huh? You got to love it. Hey, dear America, pack it up. Pack it up. Okay, fine. Marriage is only going to be for elite folks. Shout out to Dr. Sabrina Strings, mainly white. Huh? And if you have some dollars and you're a person of color, man of color, then you can play the white game a little bit. Pack it up. Okay, America, find some other way, I guess, like Black Lou said, y'all going to be taxing us to high hell because somebody got to pay for these souls, right? Pack it up. It's done. It's done. This worldview is way too pervasive. It scales way too far. It's done. This is the worldview. This is the worldview. This brother controls for the conference. He made sure not to leave no space for the insecurity, the weaponizing competence, and their mean, the inferiority. He controlled for that, and she still went to that. Huh? Because how can you love me if you're not rich? How can you? What can you do for me if you're not? If I'm rich and you're not rich, what can you do for me? What? Huh? If I have all this money and you don't have more, like what? What can you do for me? Why can't I have love and this at the same time? Why can't I have love and your money at the same time? Huh? Y'all heard what the lady said? So, hey, all of you, all of you who don't have what she has, you're mean, and you're gonna call her bald-headed scallywag. Mr. Z not gonna mention your looks and whatnot. No point, huh? Just be one of these other black women who eventually pay for peeing, and some extra average ass white dude gonna be living off of you in the next decade or two. Mr. Z, doubt you could spend, if you're single, Mr. Z, doubt you could spend another decade single. One of these white dudes or Latino dudes gonna play up on you. It's only a matter of time. Huh? Yikes. Shout out to black women. Huh? Huh? Passport G said, no Louis V, no love, hashtag smash the patriarchy. No, when you said that, when I heard, I thought, what was the name of that R&B song from like the 90s? No more shopping sprees, no more VIPs, no more. Goddamn. Damn it. Mama's eating scarred Z. I got all these goddamn R&B songs in my head. All these 90s and 80s and early 2000s R&B songs in my head. Goddamn. Right? Anyway, moving along. Yeah, no, it smashed the patriarchy until it comes time for me to get married. Then I want the financial hypergamy element of it all, of the patriarchy. I want the man that earns more than me, has equal or better status than me, part of patriarchy. Is as educated as I am, more than me, of patriarchy. This is the ladies. Huh? And a shout out to all the men who are controlling for, oh, you know, he's going to be insecure and I don't want to have to do all this work and then come home and do more work. And shout out to all the men who are saying, no, he's a 10 and everything, but he doesn't earn as much as you. Now what?
He's a 10, but he doesn't earn more than you. What's his new rating?
A 1.
A 1. Why?
He's a 10, but he doesn't earn as much as you. What is he? A 1. Now, let's be clear. Are there women who's just popping crap, talking crap, and they're in a relationship with someone who earns less than them? Yeah, that exists. It's the sentiment. It's saying this on man of the street, this sass, this one-upping of other women. Shout out to Saint Cyr and all of you who called it, who reminded me, yes, women, they gotta stunt on they frenemy homegirls. And you're part of them stunting. You're part of them showing off. How can she show off with a blue collar extra average Silverado driver, Dodge Ram driver? You don't even got a TRX, huh? You don't even have a power wagon. Them power wagons with some mud tires, they go hard, right? You got a basic 1500 Dodge Ram, huh? You don't even got to lift it. No mud tires, no. You got a basic Silverado 1500, huh? Not the LZT, huh? Or LTZ. What was LZT? LTZ. Oh no, Z. Huh? The women are saying, what's the point of me doing all of this if I'm going to be with the basic Ford Explorer driver ass man? See, you hitting a little too close to home. Some of us actually do drive Ford Explorers. That's the point. And let's say it again. The women owe the men nothing. Ladies, you don't owe us your presence. You don't owe us consideration. You don't owe us a smile. You don't owe us pretending like you would give the average man, average black man, an opportunity if he was to approach you. You don't owe the men that. And I mean that. Like, no, serious. I mean that. With that, apparently the rich men and the elite men, black, white, Latino, Asian, or otherwise, are telling you through action that they don't owe you a relationship and definitely don't owe you marriage. And isn't that why you throwing a temper tantrum? Isn't that what this is all about? That those men are showing you through action what they think of you?
Get the fuck out, lady. Fuck out.
Huh? Oh no. Right? So I'm glad that the looks like he might be Middle Eastern in the UK. Middle Eastern in the UK, straight up saying he's a 10, but he doesn't earn as much as you. And she said, oh, he's a 1. Does she really mean that? Maybe. But even if she doesn't, she said it because this is the parlance of women. This is how they communicate with each other. Huh? You know how you watching other animals communicate with each other? We don't know what the hell they're saying to each other. Women. Huh? Yikes. Continuing.
He's a 10, but he doesn't earn more than you. What's his new rating?
A 1.
A 1. Why?
Because somebody's got to be a high achiever, aren't they?
So you would get.
You in the life.
So would you get less attracted to a man if he made less than you?
Not necessarily, but he'd have to aim to earn more than me.
So how much is a lot of money for a man?
Over 100k.
Oh, do you earn over 100k?
Not saying.
Yikes. And there you go. It's not just America. It's not just black. Huh? Saint Cyr says, a 1 is crazy. Yeah, you heard. And she said it with her chest. And she said it quick. She didn't have to think. She said it with her chest. And she said it quick. Oh, he's a 1. If he's a 10, he's a 10 in everything, but he don't earn as much as me, then what is he? He's a 1. Does that make him unattractive? No, not necessarily. But and shout out to Kevin finally caught on, and he started to check it with the women that would say, no, you don't have to earn as much as me, but and y'all know what's happening after that. Oh, he has to be aspirational. He has to do this. He has to have dreams, and then he has to have plans, and that. Huh? Look, men, black men. It's okay. The women don't owe you consideration. They do not owe us any of it. Appreciate that whoever the technocrats were, whoever designed this is where we are now. And it's on them. They're the ones who's going to have to get the women together. On scale, society-wide, nationwide, Western civilization-wide, global, no, leave it to the technocrats. They're going to have to get the women together because they're the ones who created this. They're the ones who infused these women with this appetite. Are women naturally hypergamous? Yes. Did whoever the days are take that and give the women cocaine? Y'all gave them advertisement and lifestyle cocaine. Consumerist and materialism cocaine. And these are your daughters now. Not even producing children for you because she want a lifestyle. She want a man that's a status symbol. Okay, fine. That's been throughout human history. But your average woman is thinking like this. Huh? What's that birth rate looking like? Ooh, goddamn. Huh? Oh, yeah. What happened? Dear technocrats, white ones. Oh, no. You created this. You created this. Shout out to you, Dr. Richard Reeves. Shout out to you, Dr. Scott Galloway. No, y'all need to go talk to those female technocrats over there, the white ones, the feminists, and show this is what's going on now. Shout out to your bridges and your roads and your buildings and your infrastructure. For what? Oh, we got to get the 7 million men that's unemployed. We got to get them back online. For what? Okay, fine. They get back to work and they start, they get their trades on. They go to college. They avoid these women. And now they graduated. They have degrees and they're doing pretty well financially. And who are they supposed to end up with? Huh? Who are they supposed to end up with? Oh, fine. He won't be divorced in 5 years like the rest of us, black folks. He won't be divorced in 8 to 10 years like the rest of us, white Latino folks. He'll be divorced in 15 to 18 or 20 years. Ooh, goddamn. She's still going to divorce him. Ooh, goddamn. It just will be in more than 5 years. The marriage will last more than 5 years. It'll last more than 8 to 10 years. It'll last 15, maybe 20. Huh? But unlike the working poor guy who didn't have nothing to give at the end of divorce and they didn't have any kids, you, with your middle class ass or trending to upper middle class ass, oh yeah, she taking half on the way out the door and y'all were married long enough so she get that lifetime alimony out your ass. Ooh, goddamn. Huh? Shout out to Chris Rock. I ain't saying he did it. I'm just saying I understand. Yeah, there you go. Huh? Yeah, technocrats, you did this. Huh? You did this. You want to make the women buffer class? Now they're not even giving you Z, don't do it. They're not even producing any children for you because this is the worldview. Huh? This is the worldview.
He were broke, I wouldn't choose him. And not because I'm shallow, but because it's my standard. Let's be honest, if I didn't match his taste, his lifestyle, I wouldn't even be considered. So why should I ignore what matters to me? I've built a beautiful life. I've created financial abundance on my own. So yes, a man's financial stability matters to me, not because I need his money, but because I need his mindset, I need his drive, his ability to build, lead, and match what I've created for myself. And yes, I believe in love, but I also believe in alignment. And choosing wisely is part of loving wisely.
Choosing wisely is part of loving wisely. You hear how they make it sound so poetic, right? They make it sound like so poetic and thoughtful, and they're really sitting with what they're saying. And it's not some very cold, calculated materialistic, consumerist urge. Huh? Listen to how soft, right? She didn't have her face didn't look as aggravated or resting B face or B face. She didn't have any of that. Yet she said the same thing. And a split Jim says she low key said, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. A split Jim says she low key said, "Who don't make us." She low key said, "Women who don't make as much as her shouldn't be trying to get those $300,000 men as well." Yeah, she was. Yeah. She definitely was saying that also. She definitely was saying that also. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Huh? And who said women can't be classist assholes too? Who said that? Huh? Shout out to that talk of staying in your lane. Y'all heard the ladies. Staying in your lane. Who said the women can't be little classist assholes also? Who said black women can't be little classist assholes? See, your everyday black woman is okay with other black women being misandrous, white, black, Latina, Asian, or otherwise. They're okay with watching women, particularly black women, be misandrous towards black men. They love it. Not even okay with it. They love it. Now, when that start tipping into the classism part of it all, oh, huh? Yeah, she's saying that. You little lamoids, stay over there in your lane. Go deal with those lesser women. Isn't that what the fair skinned woman said? The one that said, if you make $50,000 a year, don't date. Huh? Or stay over there with those women over there who's okay with you wearing the same jeans for a week. And da. Didn't she say that? Huh? So even though the brother was very clear with how he stated it, he controlled for all of he's going to be insecure and the weaponized incompetence, and he's going to be jealous and all of that. He controlled for all of that with his questioning. And we still end up with they're going to be mean. Huh? And here we go.
If a man came along, let's say y'all both make $500K a year. He's making $70K. He got a business plan. He got a vision. He's working towards that day in and day out. And you would have to look up at him on all the intangible. Does he get a chance?
No. I would rather be single. This is the thing.
Wow.
Let me tell you why. I have gotten to a certain point because I've built to a certain point. I am disciplined in everything. I'm disciplined in relationship with God, in my emotions, in my mentality, in my energy, in my body, and how I eat. I am very disciplined. And so I would expect that a man is the same thing. Because when you're disciplined, whatever you do the most is what compounds in your life. Why would I not give a shot to a person that makes $70,000 a year? I could put you on. Hell, I could even hire you. Come on, let's work together. We could do all of that. But as far as my man, because this is the thing, I refuse to give into a life where I start to feel like I can't have it all.
That's where the insatiableness and the gluttony, because if you already have it all, why do you need a man to give you more? Like, that's the part of the conversation that I just cannot fully understand.
And maybe it's not love that they want.
Maybe it's not.
Let me finish.
Why does money have to be null and void of love?
I think it's because y'all keep going to money. Like, y'all don't really chime on like the other intangibles as much. It's mostly about the money.
But that's other tangibles. It's whole. It's all of it. If you're missing one, you can't rank one out on the scale of 1 to 10. In my lifestyle, in people that I know, I don't really know any people that make $70,000
well, I know.
a year.
What about a high school teacher who loves the kids in his community, who's not on that money shit? He wants to serve.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people that I am around on a daily basis, the people that I call on my phone. It's different. So I will say my vantage point for what success looks like monetarily speaking is exponentially different than most people. I understand that. And I'm not here to wrong or shame the person that makes $70,000, because the truth is every single person deserves deserves love. But like Tasia said, that's not going to happen with me, because I live in a space where I want to follow the leadership of my man. I want my man to make the decisions inside of my household. It's not about a dollar amount. It's not, okay, no.
Because he can lead in other ways.
No,
and with finances,
you've got to lead the household. You can, look, money doesn't buy you happiness, but it buys you options.
Exactly. This is the question. The question I want to ask in fairness.
These people just got money. They don't even, the people who think they got money don't even have no bread.
Let me ask you the question.
I disagree with you because I know the people.
The conversations that we have, and women are literally saying, I make $300,000 a year. If he makes $100K, he's not viable.
But wait, Doc, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying it's not about leadership. It's about leadership. So for me,
but money doesn't equate to leadership at all.
This is what I'm saying. I'm saying if you are going to lead me in the ways, that means you need to have the mindset. That means you need to have the mentality, the emotions, the spirit, the energy. If you're going to lead this household, I don't want to have to slow down to let you pass me up.
The average woman doesn't make that much money.
That's true.
Right? The actual listener is making 50, 70, maybe 80. Right. So what happens to the man that only makes 50, 70, 80? Is he now completely disqualified? Because we've completely changed the conversation. We said average. Now we're talking about men that make $300,000 a year. We can't even keep the conversation to the same topic of the average man. He's still being bypassed in the conversation. So if he's being bypassed in the conversation where we can't even stay on topic and talk about the man, imagine the women that's listening to the conversation, their mind is still going to the $300,000 man.
Can I just say one more thing? Even if you are that 50, 60, 70,000 earning man, there is still a desire for you at some point to make enough to where your wife doesn't have to work.
Yes.
Are people not able to make a living and provide a beautiful life with $50,000? That's crazy. That is exactly what he said. That's what he said. That's exactly what he said. And to allude to a person, if a person makes under a certain amount of money, to say that they don't have the ability to lead, provide, and have all of these things. That's exactly what y'all are saying. Y'all are going around about a way to say it, but that's how people are perceiving the things that y'all say.
There's a component of this that we are missing, and that is that men that are not happy with where they are financially are mean. They treat you terribly, okay? If you meet somebody and they're a 300K woman, that may not be quite the lane for you. It doesn't mean that I value you less. It doesn't mean, but you're going to perform better. You're going to be a better person. You're going to have a better mindset. You're going to be in a clearer space when you feel valued, safe, at peace with where you are. And it's no harm, no foul in that. Stay there in that lane with the women that are in alignment with you, and don't be mad at us calling us broke, gold diggers, dirty bald head scallywags on the internet because we are in this lane. It would be wonderful to meet a man and he's like, babe, let's do this together. Let's build. I got this, you got that. You got my back, I got your back. But the reality of it is because I went to school, I was valedictorian, I graduated, I got a master's degree, I did all this. Now you mad at me because you're not in my lane. Get in your lane, make some more money, and then come over here. Now we all good. It's simple.
To you, young lady, I will say for black men in particular, if and when we do get on financially, we won't be switching into your lane. We're going to leave you out there for the white guys. Whoever your baby daddy is, if you have them, that's where you're going to stay. Huh? If you single with your rose toy, that's where you're going to stay. Huh? If you secretly munching and getting munched on by another woman, that's where you're going to stay. You know how we know? Because we have a bunch of Xer and Boomer and, well, at one point, silent generation famous black women, and, well, compromise for who? For what? Fake ass grin smile. Yeah, you gonna be Eartha Kid, don't worry about it. We're gonna make you mean that. Even though the brother said what he said in the beginning, Z, you came right back around to this again. You said this already. Even though he said what he said in the beginning, we only gonna play the beginning.
If a man came along, let's say y'all both make $500K a year. He's making $70K. He got a business plan. He got a vision. He's working towards that day in and day out. And you would have to look up at him on all the intangible. Does he get a chance?
No.
Huh? Even though he said what he said, she said they're effing mean. They treat you terribly or something like that. They treat you horrible. Y'all heard her. Oh, you gotta love it. Ma'am, you could have just said no. Look, dear black men, we know we're not going to spend too much longer on this. Leave these women alone. If we're having that conversation, if you had a get together, if especially for you younger brothers, white, black, Latina, Asian, and they say this, let it go. Don't press them. It comes off desperate and loser. She said what she said. And hopefully, for her sake, if you meet up with her, if you see her in the grocery store or somewhere, right? In 10, 15 years, you see her. Hopefully, it worked out for her. Hopefully, she got that dude. Huh? Hopefully, she had that dude. Or she has that dude, better yet. The man that she's talking about. And if not, so be it. You're not going to care anyway. You're not going to care anyway. Let the women say what they're going to say, black men. The way they assess you is not exactly the way you assess them. And that's okay. We know what it's going to be. And for those of you who are going to get your 5 chuckles in the future, just be prepared to get your 5 chuckles in. Mr. Z is not about laughing on people's misfortune or their sadness or their sorrow or their loneliness. We'll speak about it. We'll critique it. We'll speak about how we got here, right? Mr. Z might do some giggling, but it's really not laughing at their expense. But we know where this ends up, especially for black women that think like this. Huh? We know where this ends up. The women said, we don't want to be married to you. We don't want to be in relationships with you because we don't want us to break up and you leave it with half. What I look like working my ass off and having a man that's not white leave me and take half. What I look like? Huh? Dear black women, we hear you. We hear you. Huh? No, women, we do that to men because you owe us for millennia of male assault and abuse and that. You owe us for millennia of that. We owe you nothing, so we get to divorce you and take half. You divorce us and just go about your way. Or better yet, Z, you still said that wrong. We divorce you and we earn more, but you still go about your way, man. Huh? Yikes. This is why you let them talk. Elite women, elite black women owe black men nothing. Not consideration, not intimacy, not even saying it just to, not come off aggressive or mean or a-hole or asshole to black men. They don't owe you anything, black men. They don't owe you anything. They don't even owe you lying in the conversation, right? And Trell said, Z, they didn't hear any of that. All they heard was, this Negro broke. Yeah. Yeah. Right? I agree. Huh? And a split Jim says, and thank you for the super chat. And a split Jim says, they secretly sent men that actually do better than them, but because successful men are a status symbol, so they played a game to eventually divorce them. Huh? They secretly resent men that actually do better than them. Huh? I think that's a thing. I think that's a thing. I think what you're dealing with fundamentally are women that do not value and appreciate men's hard work and men's success. They think the game is rigged in men's favor because of millennia of patriarchy. And so they don't appreciate, like, perfect. Black men can give white men their propers, right? Like a successful white man is a successful white man, right? If he's truly intelligent, if he's truly hardworking, if he's truly, right, smart and witty, we ain't just gonna say, oh, it's white supremacy. That no, nepotism and whatnot. No, right? A talented, hardworking, skilled white dude that rises up to the level wherever he is, you know what? Yes, he deserved that. He did what he was supposed to do. Women, on the other hand, namely black women, but women, on the other hand, going to what you're saying, huh? They secretly resent that. It's some type of it's millennia of patriarchy, and the game's rigged in your favor anyway. And huh? And if she's attractive enough, you might take her on, you might marry her, and meanwhile, you're harboring the enemy in your bed. Women often speak about, and you hear this from feminist circles, the men that resent them, their husbands, their brothers, huh? That resent them. Oh, look at her. She thinks she all that just because she got some money and got some education. We ain't never talk about women hating men, women who are jealous of their brothers, who are jealous of their fathers, who are jealous of their husbands. Huh? We don't speak about that because it's not even a concept in normal discussion. That's not even a concept. People, we don't have any language for women who are jealous of men. Like, we talk about the penis envy thing and whatnot, but no. And we usually speak about that when it comes to LGBTQ women, particularly butch, LGBTQ women. We don't actually talk about women being jealous of men's talent, of men's strength, of men's resolve, right? Of men's patience, right? We don't often we never speak about that in this society. Never. Huh? And well, because that doesn't go mentioned, women's quote unquote critique of men is taken at face value. When it's really just her little jealous ass throwing mud in the game, throwing dirt in the game. Huh? It's really the women saying some version of that's not fair. Huh?
That's not fair. That is not fair! That is not fair!
And that doesn't go, we don't speak about that too often at all, actually. Split Jim, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Huh? That's not something that goes mentioned, and you're right. We don't have the language for that in this society. And we definitely, it's not a concept. It's not something we not even just not talk about. We, outside of maybe black manosphere spaces, we don't speak about women being jealous of men and using current ideas of men wanting to be patriarchal to hide behind and make those arguments when really what they want is patriarchy by feminist specifications, men that bow to women and pay. There's a reason why I keep on spamming the protect, provide, and shut up clip, because we don't speak about women who think like that.
I miss when men used to protect, provide, and shut up.
Huh? And we're back. My apologies, y'all. Reckless. Y'all already know. Don't put it in the comments. Don't put it in the comments. Okay. But yeah, y'all. So as I was saying, we have to think about these things differently. You have to leave these women alone. And look up the definition of alone. There's a reason why Mr. Z is using the word alone. Leave them to their homegirls and girlfriends. Leave them to the non-black men. They owe you nothing. Their success is for them. Their wealth is for them. Their income is for them. Unfortunately, this is not an exclusive thing to elite black women or black women who are earning good, well-resourced black women. Unfortunately, this scales. This is not even just a black woman thing. This is not even just an American thing. This scales, unfortunately, for society and for the Western world. Unfortunately, right? So if you have white women who man on the street says, hey, he's a 10 in everything, he just doesn't earn as much as you, and she say, oh, that makes him a 1. Whether she means it or not, she said that because that is truly a feeling of the ladies, right? That is truly a feeling of the ladies. Leave them. You don't owe them anything. If you have black women who say, hey, these dudes that earn less than you and they earn significantly less than you, they're mean and they're going to treat you horribly, it's not up to you to prove her wrong. Leave her out there. Dear black men, leave her. Huh? Hopefully she run across the right white man or Latino man, I'm not even going to mention Asians, who will treat her the way she feels like she wants to be treated and who has the resources. And shout out to all of you well-resourced black men who hear what Z said, think I'm a hater, and you're going to try to make it work with one of those women anyway. See you in divorce court. Yeah, it may not take 5 years. Yeah, it may not take 10 years. But we're going to see you in divorce court. Promise you that. Huh? Yikes. And Big Mo says, and thank you for the super chat, Pookie don't have to earn that much to blow her back out as on-call peen. Remember this, gentlemen, those are the requirements for you. Is she telling you? Oh, yeah. Those are the requirements for you that she's telling you. I get what you said. I think I get what you're saying. Yeah. And look, the women are sneak peeing all over the place. Women like this they have their friends with benefits, their situationship. They have the guy that they're still doing whatever strange for some change while they're waiting on their relationship or looking for a relationship or waiting for the man that they want to be in a relationship with to magically appear or to break up with his girlfriend that he's in currently or that he's with currently. Right? Yikes. I appreciate that, y'all. I agree with Big Mo on that. Not all. But yes, there are women out here, black women, including women like this, like these two, like the white lady in the UK, whatever the hell. Huh? They're speaking this way. They mean it. They mean it for relationships. Now, whoever is getting the vagina for the free right now, or better yet, she's paying for him to pipe. Oh, he don't got to be none of that. Huh? So she's an attorney. She's making $130,000 a year. That paralegal, that smashing, that's making 60, he don't have to be any of that, and he getting the vagina for the free. If she not the one putting gas in his car for him to come over. Huh? Well, damn, Z. Somebody tell Z he lying. You think that doesn't happen for white, Latina, and black women? And Asian women? You don't think there's an Asian woman that's paying for the white dude to pipe? Huh? You don't think there's Asian women in New York, in California, who's paying the white guy to drive overs so that he could pipe? You don't think Latinas are doing the same thing? Well-resourced Latina women, the MILFs. She 48 years old, and her 27-year-old co-worker, black, white, or Latino, is smashing. You don't think that's a thing? The Latinas are good for it. You better ask somebody in South Florida. The Latina MILFs, oh yeah, they good for it. You don't think white women getting down like that? Huh? Especially for white guys and black guys. Didn't Hulk Hogan wife, ex-wife, wasn't she's smashing like the brother's friend or something like that? I'm not saying the brother's friend, sorry. The son's friend wasn't one of Hulk Hogan's ex-wife, wasn't one of the son's friends smashing? right? Y'all don't think that's a thing? We ain't even gonna mention black women. Oh boy. So yes, she means that for you, Mr. Relationship Guy, for you who she's gonna be seen in public with. Because she need that status symbol. See, she can't really do that with the young buck. She can't really do that with Pookie. Because the second her 47-year-old ass, 52-year-old ass pop up with the 28-year-old, the 32-year-old, 6'3" tall brother, everybody know what that is. We all know what that is. So yeah, her coworker, once again, he a paralegal, she's an attorney. Yeah, he's smashing. He's coming through once a week, laying pipe, and they got their little secret thing going on. Yeah, the women are engaging in that, yo. They are. Mr. Z worked at a firm, multiple firms for multiple years. The ladies are, man. Z got stories. I only really told y'all about one story. Oh, you better believe the ladies get down like that. Huh? And Big Mo, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Huh? Oh, it might have been Dog the Bounty Hunter. Better use his. I thought it was Dog the Bounty Hunter. No. And Dog the Bounty Hunter, his son had a thing for a black girl, and that's how the whole thing blew up about him saying, I don't want her here because we use the, and he essentially saying we use the N-word here and she's gonna get offended and rah rah rah, right? It was one of those kind of like white dudes, the Hulk Hogan, Dog the Bounty Hunter, one of those type of white guys, who either wife or ex-wife was smashing the son's friend. One of them. It was one of those type of white guys, if I'm mistaken. If I'm not mistaken. Right? Somebody correct Z if I'm wrong. Huh? Let me make sure. I'm not trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. But there we go. And St. Cyr says, the thing is, women that make 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, 60,000 bump their gums like they are above the men. I get what you're saying. The 50, 60, 70,000 a year man. Nasty work. Yes. Yes. Because they have a value you don't have. That vagina though. And that vagina is worth its weight in gold. And if you're a heavy set black woman, that's a whole lot of gold. Huh? So yes, y'all both make 50, but both of y'all 50 don't spin the same because her 50 plus the vagina, her 50,000 plus the vagina is really like $150 million. Oh goddamn! Y'all thought Mrs. Z was gonna say 1,000, huh? I said 150. Sorry, $150 billion, not 150 million. Huh? Yeah, y'all both make 60, but it's your 60 plus your black skin, which really means it's like 45, and it's her 60 plus her delusion, which means it's more like $600 billion. Huh? Not 600,000, not 600 million, but 600 billion. Infinite money. Infinite money. We're on infinite money time. Huh? Yikes. That's really, really better. You said they copy paste white guys. Oh. Yikes. And we're back. We're back, y'all. But yeah, Saint Cyr, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Exactly. Exactly. Right. And no one says, and thank you for the super chat, new equation, military men, now what? What do you mean like military men? Like if women were forced to be part of the military or got drafted or whatever, or are you saying military men as being part of the infrastructure of the society or their value? I don't know if the ladies are really valuing even military men, right? I don't know if the ladies are even valuing that. They're not, right? I think obviously you have women who marry military men. We already know, and like that's a thing. Um, and what they contribute to this society, they care and they value them. And there's guys who are in the military and they've been married for however long. They're retired from any of the armed services and they've been married for however long. But once again, if you're dealing with one of these women, nah, you don't have no value either. It's about the status. That's why if you notice, these women keep on saying the same thing. I think everybody deserves love. And Mr. Z, y'all already know. Mr. Z said, no, that's not actually true. No, you make yourself lovable. But fine. But Lisa, I think everybody deserves love. I feel like everybody deserves love. It's just not going to be for me. Yeah. Especially when you're dealing with women of color, black women in specific, they're status obsessed because they are not white women. They need to make up for not being white women. And how are they supposed to make up for not being white women with the Ford Ranger driving ass man? Huh? They can't make up for not being politically, socially, phenotypically sometimes, politically, socially, definitely, well, not in this case, economically, they up there. But politically and socially, how is she supposed to make up for not being a white woman with your Forerunners driving ass? Huh? I get it, ladies. Huh? There we go. Thank you, KW Don. I had something right. And KW Don says Linda Hogan, 52, was engaged to a 23-year-old friend of her son, Nick. They eventually broke up. There you I knew it. I was like, I know one of them. One of them, shout out to Better You Cookie, one of them women that was with one of those white guys that looked like they could be all related. Huh? One of their wives, ex-wives, was out here with the young dude. Huh? So the women are engaged in a listen in South Florida. Oh, these Latinas, black women too clearly, white women too clearly. Clearly, we know this. Them Latina milfs. Oh, look, Z had one chasing after him at one point. Well, it's been like 3 times now, but those Latina milfs will be 15 years older than you, 20 years older than you. That don't mean anything. And she gonna put that pressure on you. Huh? So yes, dear black men, while she's still waiting for the 6-figure, $300,000 a year man, huh? The $42,000 a year, 23-year-old, 25-year-old is sliding through, huh? She's 45. Didn't Lonnie Love pop up on Ellen with a young brother at one point? Lonnie Love had to be at least in her mid-40s at that time. She had to be at least in her, maybe she was in her early 40s, but I want to say at that time, she had to be somewhere in her 40s, early to mid 40s at that time. And she popped up on Ellen with a brother in his 20s. And now she with the white man. Huh? But a few years ago, you popped up with a young brother on Ellen, and before that, you were dating one of Corey Holcomb's friends. Ooh, or at least he was smashing on you. Ooh, Z, stop it, Z. Huh? So when all the ladies said, with all their standards and yeah, yawn, it's about the status, everyone. So y'all heard what the women said. Mr. Z had to switch lanes because this is not Mr. Z lane. Mr. Z is not earning no $300,000+ a year. Oh boy. She said, stay in your lane. And when you get on, then you can come over in this lane. No, ma'am, I'm in this lane now because of the conversation. I'm gonna get right back in my lane. And I promise you, most black men, including the ones that earn the money you're requiring, they still ain't gonna swerve in your lane. The ones that's gonna get on tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, they're still not gonna swerve into your lane. I could put money on it. I promise you they're not gonna swerve into your lane. Huh? I promise you when they get on, they're not going to swerve into your lane. Go get it from the white man who's going to be piping on you and then leave you and then try to take some money when he's walking out the door. Huh? Yikes. Lion said that most she'll be a pit stop. Jesus. Huh? So on that note, y'all, look, Z is not going to keep y'all here too long. We'll pause right there, y'all. We'll pause right there. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content, for the love of God. I think the Roger Report is streaming now. If not, Dr. Thunder might still be streaming. I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if he streamed today, but he probably is. I wanted to come to you guys with this because I want to stress this. Stop pressing these women after they say no. They don't owe you that. They don't owe black men anything. They don't owe men anything. If you're going to be one of the brothers that in 15, 20 years, you get your 5 chuckles on when they're interviewing her and she's sounding bitter and angry, but she's trying to hide it. These men weren't on my level type talk. Then get your 5 chuckles in the next decade or two. Other than that, stop pressing these women. It comes off desperate and needy. We don't need them to pretend like they would give these men a chance or opportunity. They don't owe us that. They don't even owe you lying about it. Leave them out there. We already know what it's going to be for 90% of them. No? No more. That's the song. Thank you. Thank you, Dominic. That's the song. Rough ends, no more. Yeah. No more shopping sprees, no more VIPs. That's the song. Thank you. Yep. That's it. Huh? Rough ends, yes. Yep. You know what Mr. Z gonna listen to at the end of the stream, right? So I'm gonna put the links for the other songs, the Mike Jones, and what other song did we say earlier? We said another song. I can't remember. I'll go back and listen to the stream. We'll play it. But yeah, so shout out to those women. Shout out for the truthful and being honest and whatnot. But once again, dear black men, they owe you nothing. They don't owe you consideration. They don't owe you pretending like they're considering you. It's for them. Men are status symbols at this part of their life, at this income bracket, with this amount of wealth, maybe notoriety and fame. Men, particularly black men, are a status symbol, and they don't want to be driving around in the Camry when she is a Bentley Bentayga chick. She is a Rolls Royce Cullinan woman, huh? That's what she is. And the black community and black men. There, we'll pause right here. Love, piece of chicken grease. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content. All right, y'all. Z out.